What's up? This is Draco.
And this is Alicia.
And you're now tuned in to OD
Podcast.
Oh.
Period. What's up?
She snitched, but I ain't gonna tell nobody. She snitching still though, y'all.
I'm very much sleepy. What's going on with you?
I'm very much busy. Love that for me, but hate it at the same time.
Man, so today I had to go to, I'm sorry, were you done sharing your how you been? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just said I was busy.
The overwhelmingness pushed my story out my mouth. I couldn't help it.
It's okay. I know you got word vomit.
Child, so okay. Today I had to go to work in person, right? Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. So first things first, I didn't have to be at the office till 10 technically because we had a baby shower for my coworker. And I'm like, okay, cool, right? Okay, so I'm, walking my dog. We walk around the neighborhood, mind our business, having fun. Okay, it's time to go. I leave because I don't live that far from work. I leave like 30 minutes before it was time to be there. So I go, I'm driving, boom, 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 driving. Oh, snap, I forgot my work badge. Let me go back. Thank God I ain't that far. Boom, 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 boom. Go back. Get off the exit to my house. Get hit from the back.
Somebody hit your car?
Somebody hit my car. Yes, baby. Okay, so now I ain't never been no car accident before. I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, he didn't hit me hard. It was one of them things where I'm 100% sure it's because he broke too late. Or he wasn't paying attention, thinking that traffic was moving. Okay, cool. So we got out. I ain't see nothing but some scratches. I'm not tripping. I was like, listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know what we supposed to be doing right now. Do we supposed to get insurance information or what? And he was like, let's just pull over so that we can get each other's information or whatever he said. I don't even remember. So we pull over to a safe, like out of traffic or whatever. I mean, it's literally some scratches. And I'm gonna show you a picture. But just know the picture is way worse than what it looked like. And that says a lot because you can't see squat diddly on it now. Definitely some scratches, but like it doesn't like I literally am not. Okay, let me just show you. Just pretend that white stuff ain't there. And that's ash. Like that's not scratch. That's like I can wipe it off with my finger. So anyway, it's very minor scratches. And so we was like, okay, so if we go through insurance, it's gonna run me my deductible $500 to get this bumper fixed for something that literally that picture it makes it look crazy and not crazy.
Anyway, yeah, it looks worse than what it is.
Yeah, and okay, so basically that's what we got. So he was like, look, I could just Venmo you or whatever the case is, and he was like, how much you want? And I'm like, I don't know. I said, let me Google how much it costs to fix a scratch bumper. He ran me $350. Perfect. Look at my car right now. What scratch? You literally don't see nothing.
You just pay about 2 bills.
I just bought Hazel a Prada dog collar. Thank you, Mr. Man. Indeed. I'm gonna pick it up tomorrow. Indeed.
Period.
But yeah.
Why did not expect that to come out of your mouth? Wow.
What? My baby deserved. What if my baby would have been in the back seat? But the man was super apologetic. I swear to God, I was not pressed. I wasn't even bothered by it. I'm just like, okay, I'm in an accident. I'm not dead. I didn't, ain't no airbags deployed. So I, because he used Venmo, I see his real name. He works where I used to work. It happened in front of my old job. I know exactly where to find him. You know what I'm saying? If anything went wrong, like let's say, because sometimes cars are really sensitive, and my camera's back there and all that. So if I have an issue later on down the line with a sensor related to the bumper, then okay, now we need to escalate this, which I doubt is gonna happen. But I'm just saying, I was okay with him paying me because it really was not that deep, and that $350 is not fixing no scratch. I'm gonna give me a Sharpie and keep it pushing. Okay, so anyway, that happened today. Then I got to work and then found out that my team, this is like some corporate talk, but we had a reorg. And basically in corporate America, when a reorg is when they're like, all right, you used to work in supply chain, now you work in marketing. We're going to use your position in marketing because we have a new vision for the department. So basically they can pretty much put you under a different department, different director, different everything because they have decided other needs of the business. This kind of negotiation happens behind your back. Okay. and it can happen at any moment, any time. When I worked at Home Depot, it happened several times. So and that's not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with that, but it does change what my position looks like in the long run in a good way. So I have more access to more technical stuff, which is what I have always wanted anyway. And then the new girl that we just hired, now she's getting put in a whole different scene. So anyway, I came to work after all that, late to the baby shower, scratched up beans, $350 richer to a new team. Now I got my same manager and all that, and I still have the same title. Like my responsibilities are the same, but it actually be a lot more impactful with what they have. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I just had a super eventful day. I had some free food, and then I came home to my little baby. And then I had bought myself a Jacquemus bag for buying a house.
It's real sickening.
Sickening. I know people like them little tiny bags for him. Don't play with me. $350 to put some chapstick in your bag. Now my bag, it was more than $300, but it still was not as expensive as most designer bags. So I was very happy with that. So yeah, that made my day or whatever the case is. But yeah, that was my my days are usually not that eventful, and today was one of them ones.
Yeah, my apartment complex has just been bullshit this past 2 weeks because we're transitioning over to a new building manager and she's Black.
Period.
I thought that was good.
It is.
You know, but since this building has been ran by the same people for so long, they have to literally start over while people live here. So they have to find new cleaning crew because the old manager is petty. She already started a petition for us to sign so that she wouldn't be able to leave. So
what?
They ended up making her leave anyway. So she petty.
Wait. Why does she have to leave? If she's not selling the property, I don't understand. Isn't it privately owned?
She's like, it's private owned. It was private owned. Now I don't know. But she was working for the person who hired her. And now she's out of a job, I guess. I don't know. Like she was working here for so long and I don't know. But she petty. She took everything. She took the cleaning crew, so our hallways and stuff are dirtier. The cooling tower on top of my building is out, so it's hot and steamy. And I live in a loft, so it's no windows, so it's like hot in here.
I see a window right behind you.
These are the only 2 windows in my whole apartment, and they don't open.
But don't say no windows.
I mean,
liar.
They don't have any windows with ventilation. Let's say that.
Okay, understood. Sorry, King. Just wanted to clarify for the people.
So it's whatever. And then they shut down the damn portal for rent and parking payments.
Okay.
So
what's going on?
They did that while I was out of town. When I was on the road. And I couldn't pay my rent because I'm out. Like I'm, and the shit is away. The shit is out.
You ain't getting no heads up or nothing about
No,
that?
They told us the day before the rent was
brother.
due. So I'm like, okay, so my rent is gonna be late. So
they're not gonna waive that if it's because of the short notice. You know what I'm saying?
Child.
They would never do that in my city.
I said, well, since it's gonna be late, I'll give y'all money when I feel like it, because it's late anyway.
Yeah.
So I had to do all this running around stuff for that, because they don't accept money orders. I could have just walked to CVS, got a money order. They want cashier's checks.
Oh, I had to get a cashier's check to close on my house, and I was like, is it 1776?
Yeah.
Like, why I can't get a wire? Granted, it's cheaper than a wire, but now I got this piece of paper worth a lot of money that could fly out my window, and then what?
Yeah, exactly. That's how I was feeling too. I'm like, you know what? I don't like this. But so I had to do that. And then it's one of my friends' birthday, and he's so fucking unorganized that it doesn't make no sense. I asked him what his plans were. He said that he was going to his other friend's concert and then after party. Now the friend who concert was after party is trying to make him pay to get in the concert, $80 on his birthday. So he not going no more. And now he's trying to attach himself to my plans like forcefully.
I see you having a weed party.
And tomorrow. So tomorrow's 420, which is today. Happy 420, everybody. So for 420, I got asked by the brand Pretty High Co, which is a cannabis brand. They specialize in like CBD products, like seasonings and hot sauces and body butters and even like smokable CBD. They have CBD oil, and then now they're expanding to THC. So that's what this event is about. So all the things that they have with CBD in it, they're gonna have THC. So since I use the seasonings, I've been brought on as an ambassador for the company, and yeah, I guess I'm one of the hosts for the dinner tomorrow. So tomorrow
it's tomorrow.
Well, yeah. So I'm one of the ambassadors for the dinner, and yeah, it's just an infused dinner. So everything's gonna be infused with CBD and weed and THC. I'm sorry, let me not say weed
and crack. I just realized Sorry, I just realized I didn't do Black Business of the Week.
You what?
Why my back hurt? I should have threw myself on the ground.
That's COVID.
What?
The last time I had COVID, my back was hurting so bad.
Sweetie, I don't have COVID. That's where you wrong. Let's go ahead and get into this Black Business of the Week. Let's backtrack because now you're tripping. All right. You just pissed me off.
I'm sorry, Pissy.
All right, y'all. So I want to give a Black Business of the Week, right? I know this is very out of place, unconventional, whatever. But okay, so I have, thanks to my friends in Kenya, Wambere and Wanjiru, they're sisters, but mostly Wanjiru because I just met Wambere when I went to Kenya. But she put me on a long time ago to this show on a YouTube channel called Back Chat, which is basically this show based out of the UK where they kind of just discuss popular topics like splitting the rent. I mean, not just that, but they actually did a great job breaking down these topics, giving different perspectives, whatever. So it used to get real good, real feisty. Now that show still kind of comes on, but they have a whole different cast. I don't really like it. So anyway, ever since then I've been like super in tune with UK culture. Before that I was, but I'm really in tune now. So anyway, the channel that Backchat comes on, which is called Trend Central, has a show by this young lady named Zeze Millz. Now, Zeze Millz has her own show on there, but she interviews artists. She interviews like influencers. This is people that are relevant in the culture per se in the UK. And if you guys are familiar, Zeze Millz was actually trending recently because she asked Ivorian Doll who her top 5 favorite rappers was, and she said City Girls, and Zeze didn't like that answer. And JT was like, girl, like, you know what I'm saying? They was having a little fake back and forth on Twitter. Anyway, I personally like Zeze. I like her perspective on a lot of stuff. I think she's a very intelligent girl. She can be problematic only because, like how people say, I say what's on my mind. She is very honest with how she feels about stuff, but not in a rude way. Like, genuinely, it's just one of those things. If somebody say, if you don't wash your drawers, you nasty. That's the truth. Zeze would say, if you don't wash your drawers, you nasty. But then the nasty drawers brigade would be like in her mention. So anyway, if you guys are looking for a change of scenery or something unique or different to listen to compared to like our traditional American, pop culture topics and things like that, I highly recommend checking out Zeze Millz. On her Instagram is ZezeMillz. And then on YouTube, if you go to Trend Central, you'll see, I don't know why she doesn't have her own channel, but her show is posted on the Trend Central channel. I don't know why, but she speaks to people about like different health issues, people who have been sex trafficked. She had Ed Sheeran on her show before. She had Beanie Man on her show. Like people from the high level to the low level to local jokers. Even her own mama was on the show. But I really like her. I think she's a cool girl or whatever the case is, and I think y'all could appreciate following her. So check her out.
Okay, then. I'm gonna try to check out just because of the Nasty Drawers Brigade, even though you made that up. But
but yeah, you probably seen that video of when JT was just upset. Okay, so this is the problem. Ivorian Doll was listing her top 5 favorite rappers, but Zeze felt like, girl, City Girls, and I get it, top 5 all time, but that's her story. That's Ivorian Doll's story.
Yeah, how you gonna ask me my opinion and then say
no? And did have a problem with it, exactly. And so JT was like, "Thank you, Ivorian, for the love." Blah blah blah. They over there they snatching their eyebrows, trying to get you to change your mind. And Zeze retweeted. She was like, "I mean, y'all make good music, but y'all not the greats," or something like that. I mean, that's not nice, but I wouldn't call them the greats.
Yeah,
but I love City Girls.
This is true. I mean, I get it. I don't even think that the problem with situations, because I have an issue with people like that. My only issue is it's not the fact that what you're saying is wrong or the way that you feel about it is wrong. It's just like, for what? Like, what was the point?
Yeah, I agree. And Zeze can be that way, but I do not think that
I hate purposely like problematic people like that. Like you okay, you can feel that way. It's a lot of people who I don't like. Yeah. But I think even with me, like I remember I walked into a house party one day in Atlanta, and this guy, Flo Milli came on. And this guy walked up to me who party it was, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't like her."
Yeah,
that's. And I was like, "You don't like her, or you don't?" I said, "You don't like her, or you don't like her music because you don't know her." He was like, "I don't like her music," and then he was like, "I feel like she ruined this song. It was the remix to one of Soulja Boy songs, Gucci Bandana. She did a remix to that.
Yeah, on her album, I remember.
Yeah, and so he was like, "Yeah, and you should be mad because she fucked up like an Atlanta classic."
Is that Atlanta? I mean, I guess. I mean, and it's also like, Soulja Boy, who's not a great rapper either. So
I was like, well, for one, you're expressing this to me like I'm the artist. I have nothing to. What do you
right? And how does he want you to respond to that?
That's what I asked him. It's stuff like that. Like,
yeah, I agree. I will say that Zeze does not normally respond that way. She will express her opinion. Like, she doesn't like drill. She feels like drill has caused a lot of violence in London, and it negatively influences. She always says that rap music or music in general can negatively influence the youth, and people say it doesn't because they don't think it impacted them. But I think I understand and I agree with her stance. I didn't before because I used to feel like, oh, people gonna make their own choices. But then when I catch myself saying or doing stuff that I heard in the song, I started to think like, okay, I imagine a child who doesn't have the discernment. But anyway, yeah, I agree. I don't like those unsolicited opinions. It makes for good content, but in reality, don't ask me who my top 5 is and then try to make me change it. Basically, try to influence me to change it. But yeah. The girl Zeze Millz, she still has some good quality content. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't like a whole lot of the other stuff Trend Central shares, but when it's a Zeze Millz video, I always watch. And I don't be knowing who these folks be, y'all, but I be tuned in and I be learning.
I want her to ask me that because I'm gonna say Northwest and then what?
What are those? These are clothes. All right, so let's get into shop talk. Okay. Hello, girl. Nicki Minaj, put the phone down, girl. Jesus Christ.
First of all, let me just say this. I'm not a quote unquote fashion girl at all, but I will say that seeing a Mugler unitard with some Alexander McQueen sneakers was one of the wildest things I ever seen in my life.
Wait. What are we talking about?
She dropped the video today.
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay.
I didn't watch the video. I don't want to because of the outfit. That just
if you don't, then she's not gonna drop her album.
I don't got nothing to do with that. Yeah, that was the wildest thing because I don't know. So here's the thing. When it comes to
I thought this was Suki. Okay.
Here's the thing. When it comes to like celebrities, right? I always think everything's supposed to be elevated, high level, most of the times especially when you're dealing with rappers, especially at her caliber, I always feel like things should be untangible to the average person. For me, like for the average, I shouldn't be able to walk in the store and buy this.
Okay, I get what you're saying. After they stuff,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, unless it's Ivy Park.
Yeah, like I shouldn't be able to walk in, especially this is for a music video and a superstar.
Okay, like, I get what you're saying. They should. You expect something custom or one of a kind.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand.
This is something. First of all, not only is this something that is at Neiman Marcus, this is something that's probably gonna go on sale because nobody's buying this.
Now wait, doesn't she have a partnership with one of these brands, or that was Fendi?
She had Fendi. Yeah, this is Alexander McQueen and Mugler. And then she got it rolled up on her sleeves. Then she got the Balenciaga purse right there with these Louis Vuitton glasses on. It's a lot. Like I
will say, looking at this picture, she looks cute, but I wouldn't think it was for a video shoot.
She looks like an entry-level rapper. Yeah, I would expect somebody who just got in the game to give this, and then you sitting there posing with Louis Vuitton bags in the background like you just got money yesterday. What's up with you, girl? Like,
I didn't even, mind you, I didn't even peep the Louis Vuitton bags in the picture.
Like, what's up? This is
Maybe that's
insane.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like Nicki Minaj is such an odd person, and I've always felt this way from the way she talk. But she is definitely different. Even, and that's why I was gonna say put the phone, because the way she tweet is just so different. I don't be knowing.
Chaotic.
Yeah, it is. It's
You don't know
funny
if she
though.
playing, if she for real, if she beefing or if she not.
Like when she was talking about so basically y'all know this what I meant. I don't know if I ever even spoke on this on the show. I really think it's very classless and cheesy for these girls to be begging for a Nicki Minaj feature, as if Nicki Minaj is just some next door girl who needs features from, like, it's like they begging for favors basically. And when I first saw this, I couldn't believe it. Like, it's one thing to be a fan of someone. Clearly she has fans all around the world, but imagine all her fans becoming rappers and now she's supposed to do a song with y'all. And it's crazy because a lot of people that's begging have not really established themselves as a successful artist. Literally getting on the song with Nicki will only benefit you.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But I just think that if I was an artist and I wanted to catch the attention of my favorite artist, or I wanted to collab with them, I want to prove to them that I deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like people talking about why Beyonce ain't did no song with me. Like, why do y'all think Nicki owes y'all that? And I wonder where they get that from. Why they acting like this? Is it because she followed them? It just doesn't make sense.
I don't know. And then I don't know. I'm not going to speak on that because I know some of the girls personally, but I'll say this.
Some of them. Well, yeah. Okay.
Stop trying to clock my teeth. So I will say this: when it comes to your art and your passion, it looks as if when you do things like that, when you are trying to like do things to get recognized by certain people or just to link up with certain people for whatever reason, it doesn't seem genuine on your end. It just look like you're in it for a certain attention. And so you cannot be mad at her for choosing, because people like what they like. And like, people around my age, like they always express like, you know, it's so different in hip hop and rap. Like I always had these conversations just because I am always around rappers, female rappers in particular. So people always like, you know, it's a different time and it doesn't sound, the sound is just really crazy. And I always tell them, I'm like, I appreciate it because I think when it comes to men, a lot of men experiment with sounds and they experiment with different things and people accept it. They even experiment with like saying certain things in the song, like even down to Lil Uzi, just the noises that he makes, all this other stuff. So I kind of appreciate
Nicki Minaj make noises.
That's what I'm saying. But she was the only person doing that or for the longest. So now we have so many different people who.
Khalid screamed on the track. Beyonce screamed on the track.
Beyonce isn't a
rapper. Let me stop.
Bro.
I'm trolling. Okay, go ahead. Beyonce definitely raps. No, 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 no. I don't want to go. You think she ain't rapping Carmen? Well, what my man at?
Okay. You know what?
She ain't rapping Carmen.
Anywho. But what I'm saying is I always tell people I enjoy the different styles I enjoy new shit. Like I always like to hear like new fresh stuff. So I enjoy it to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I feel like some people
switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like some people, but see the thing is when you say switch it up, that's another thing. That's Nicki Minaj's thing. Before that, look him on all her albums sound the same. Queen Latifah sound the same.
Now why you gotta throw them down to
I'm not. I'm saying this as people have a style. When Nicki Minaj came out, she had 8 different voices that she rapped in.
I know that. How you know
problem. She ain't got a mental illness? Well, she is
okay.
Or you know, these are like different characters in her head that's talking. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Roman Polanski, which was an interesting character to me.
Everybody feels like, oh, okay, she done sounded like this on 3 albums. She need to switch it up. Well, I mean, that's her style. Other rappers have styles before Nicki came out. Remy has a style. All her music, all her raps, they have that same style, same cadence, same thing. That's, you know. All I'm saying is everybody ain't got to change their style up.
Wait, how we get to change their style up?
I don't know, but we here.
I was just pointing out, you know, the girls begging for features literally, and then downplaying the girls who did get features. It's just as lame and tasteless. And regardless of how you feel, especially Erica Banks, girl, you are the last one who need to be out here talking crazy because you literally only had the busted challenge. Literally, you came out as a potential replacement for Megan, and that's heavy on potential because I'm really being friendly with saying that. But I just think it's crazy how she did. It just was like, I don't like how she handling this, and like, you the last one who deserve a feature. I'm not trying to be funny. I do think that the people that Nicki has decided to do features with is interesting because they aren't like, I don't love Coi Leray or Bia, but it's her choice on who she wants to work with is what I'm trying to say. I understand that, I understand, oh, you might feel like why, but that's like a why her type of situation. Why her, not me? It's just lame. I don't like it. But after that was what, yesterday, Nicki went on Twitter today and I don't know what she was saying, child. I don't know.
I'm looking at it now. I didn't see this because I was out. I'm looking at it. So now that's what I'm looking at. I ain't know what was going on. I don't know. Maybe she talks to one of the voices in her head. I'm telling you, she could be having.
I think that's a couple things happened. Number one, Rubi Rose was on the Big Facts podcast, and she was like, "Oh, the man I date got to make more money than me," or something like that. She was like, "It worked for some people, but I mean, it worked for Nicki Minaj." Now that.
And then Nicki said, "Excuse me, when you talk to me."
Yeah. And it's like, dang, the girls burning bridges left and right.
They don't care.
But I will say it's very clear that Nicki Minaj is the breadwinner, but I just feel like that was an interesting example to provide because she is such a unique person. Like, it's not going to be a lot of men making more than her.
Yeah. So and I think, and we don't know what he's doing to make money.
Yeah, literally.
We don't. I mean, honestly, because
we don't. You're absolutely right. Nobody knows. It's just he could have quiet money. We don't. It's just weird. I don't know. Anyway, I'm moving on because this is the most I spoke on Nicki Minaj in 30 seconds ever.
Because you love her.
That's not true. I don't hate her, but y'all know I'm not a fan. I'm deaf dumb.
She's clearly a fan.
Okay, so anyway, let's move on. Okay, y'all. So Ashley Darby filed for separation from Michael Darby. If y'all watch Real Housewives of Potomac, if y'all remember, it's been a couple of issues with them over the years. He's been accused of doing stuff with men. He's been caught on video with different women, et cetera, et cetera. Now, when they first got married, now Ashley's really young. Like, I think she either my age or a little younger, but Michael is like in his 70s, probably almost 80s. Anyway, when they first got married, they had a 5-year prenup, basically saying like if he had an affair or they got divorced within the first 5 years, then she would get half of everything. Now, he actually did cheat on her during them 5 years, but she apparently really loves this man and did not divorce him, and they worked it out. They ended up having 2 kids. And then when he got caught up in something else, she was like, all right, let's reassess this prenup thing. And so in 2017, they re-signed the prenup. Same thing goes. If we get divorced in the next 5 years, we get a divorce and I get half of everything, baby. 2022 is the 5th year.
The girl, wait. So who getting half? So they got to get half.
Yes, Ashley about to get half. Now I don't know what happened. They are filming on Potomac right now, so I hope everything was caught on camera. Ashley is not one to shy away from how she feels about stuff. So I hope sis just lets us know what's going on in her little heart. Now I hate to see divorce and all the other stuff, but Michael Darby is very creepy, and I actually kind of like Ashley's old messy behind. But it's just too bad because now you're gonna have these 2 children, a needy mama. And mind you, Michael Darby's worth $20 million.
Jesus. Give me the 10.
Listen, and don't leave a penny out.
Every last one.
Now I mean, I'm all for I think everyone should sign a prenup. Now everybody don't qualify to be given half because what's half is 0, okay? Yeah. But I definitely think there should be some protections in place, especially if you don't got caught up in this type of mess. Anyways, oh, look at what Rubi Rose just posted.
After all that surgery, you still ugly. That's what gets me. Oh.
Is this a shot at Nicki?
That's Nicki's lyric.
I know. That's what I'm saying. The girl. First of all,
what's up? They waking up to choose violence like that.
This is crazy. All right. Do you have anything for Shop Talk?
I gotta move on. Oh, I think I do. Let me see. Hold on. Man, come on. Slow phone. Man. Oh, so how you feel about Queen Tokyo Toni pulling up to this courtroom, airing it out like that?
Okay, so I did not get a chance to watch the video, but whenever I see a post like on the Shade Room and it's a bunch of posts and a bunch of reading, I be like, Hannah, I'll just somebody will tweet the summary. What she say, or unless it's somebody I really like, and I'll go through all of them. But
so basically, she got kicked out of the courtroom because the Kardashians said they're scared of her, and she's like, "Y'all have security guards, there's police in here. What are you scared of? What am I gonna do?"
Yeah.
And she said that she yesterday was fine because they sat behind them. I mean, they sat behind her. What can she do from in front of her? She ain't even turning around in the courtroom.
They just want to humiliate her.
Yeah.
For that darn song.
She just was saying that they all look crazy, that they were gonna lose, and the jurors are on China's side, and that she said that they look sick. Chloe was looking sick. That's what she said. She was like, they looking sick.
They're gonna sue her for defamation.
That's what they in court for.
Against Toni?
They a defamation suit, if I'm not mistaken, from China against them.
I was about to say, yeah, I'm talking about they're gonna sue. Okay.
No, they're gonna sue her, trying to get their money back.
Yeah, okay.
It's a lot.
I also saw that the jurors, when you get jury duty, they have to make sure you don't have a bias affiliation with the case. And people in the Kardashians was in there when they was stating their case, and a lot of them was saying how they don't like the Kardashians and how they don't want to be on the case because of, it was just funny anyway. This case is interesting. I don't know a whole lot about it. It seems like it's been pretty private for the most part. But I know that it has a lot to do with China saying that they got her show taken down. And she lost a lot of money because of that. Which, hey, if there was a contract drawn up, she has a case. But I also think that Black China has been on a petty mission ever since she first got with Rob. So hey, you got to see it through, my boy.
She also said she ain't got no coins and she had to sell her cars. I think that's a part of the case.
Man, oh yeah, I said the same thing. First of all, y'all know goddamn well she is lying. Okay, then the girl only had her kids once a week.
She that's a part of her case, boo. Y'all better get into it. Y'all better
saying that you had to get rid of some of your cars. Like, girl, get a grip. People are dying, said your in-laws.
Listen, y'all need to understand that a Taurus know how to work they set, and she is set working. But China is a flow walker.
Okay, anyway.
So we left a piece off the Rubi Rose thing too. I ain't mean to go back, but I just seen it.
Somebody when she was gang banging.
She said, I ain't mean it in a disrespectful way when I said it. I just was saying you can be happy with a man who makes less than you. Next time I'll just say Britney Spears.
Girl, are you stupid? You don't even know what Britney Spears man probably got more than what's the little baby name, Daddy? Child, I don't know. Oh my God. And then she also on that same podcast I saw on Twitter yesterday, she was talking about how she only throws up gang signs because she thinks it's cool and she likes the colors.
Sickening.
And said that she hangs with a lot of gangbangers. So it was like, so what you gonna do when it's a shootout? She was like, the people I be with don't be on that. Girl, you hanging with gangbangers. She annoying. I like her rap voice, but I don't like her as a person. And no, I don't know her, but I know enough to know when I don't like somebody.
Enjoy it. Let's
move on. All right. So for today's topic, it's actually streaming from the Twitter streets. Okay. So, I know in the previous episode, I've talked about people who are like, how they talk about tech and all this other stuff. Everybody talking about how much money they make and all these things. But one thing I've seen consistently is the debate on whether or not 6 figures is a lot of money. Now, the first problem I have with that statement is 6 figures could mean anywhere from $100,000 to $999,000. Okay. So you could be a borderline millionaire or making just $100,000. So when people say that, I need them to be very specific, but I think that in most people's eyes, 6 figures is $100,000. .00 cents. Okay.
Yeah.
So as I continuously see this on social media, people are like, oh, it's not a lot of money and da 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 da. And I never really engage in these conversations because I just get annoyed by those kind of Twitter topics. But I felt like I would go and do a little bit of research to try to explain. I just wanted to like, let's dive into it. Is it a lot of money? Is it not? Now, let's first things first. 100 grand is a lot of money. Period. I don't care if you're getting it in a lump sum. I don't care if you earn it a lot in 1 year. But I think what happens is there are people who make 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, all the way up the spectrum. And because they don't have $100,000, they look at it as like, oh, that's a lot of money. That's enough money to change somebody's life. So, having that much money will make a big difference for them. But what I've learned and over time, even starting down from when I was making minimum wage, every time I got more and more money, I realized it wasn't enough because there was so many other things that I wanted to do that I couldn't exactly do. Like, for example, when you make less money, you may tend to have debt. You may tend to have, the place you live may not be exactly where you want to live, but it's what you can afford. So as you get more money, you don't really escape that. You just kind of get something a little bit better. And so I think that's where people get that perception from. Anyways, I want to ask you, do you think $100,000 is a lot of money?
You're talking to a person who thinks that $10,000 is a lot of money. So 100 is a lot because I can do a lot with 10. Like it won't go too far, but the way I'm gonna set it up, it's gonna go off. Give me 5 and watch I show the fuck out. But, I think that people don't take advantage of their resources. And I used to be one of those people. Like, I feel like there's always a cheaper route that is just as sufficient as the one that you think is the best way. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's the problem that us as Americans have. We always, of course, want quality and we want the best of the best, but you don't always have to spend the money. So I think that in general, people thinking about what type of car they would want to drive, how they would want to live, it's ways around that. And it's ways that, you know what I'm saying, you could still live lavishly on a budget.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I think a lot of people's biggest issues is money management. No matter how much money you have, like somebody could literally be a
my problem.
Yeah. somebody could be a millionaire and have the same amount of money as somebody who makes $60,000. It's 100% possible. Yeah. It's all about how much money you getting in and how much money is going out. And I think that's what people don't think about because they think that once they get this big salary, then all their financial problems will be gone. But that's not true. And I think I've said this before, maybe it was on Twitter, but as you get more money, your desires grow. I just bought a $700 purse. I would have never bought that 2, 3, 4 years, 5, however many years ago. But because I've got access to more money, now I see things. I'm now attracted to luxuries. But when I was broker, I'll be like, ain't nobody finna spend all that on no purse because I ain't had no money to spend all that on no purse.
Talk about it because same with me.
It's what happens. And it naturally happens. Like I drove my Nissan Versa for 9 years, y'all. That car saw me through every pay grade. But soon as I got to my first, my last job, oh, wow. I was like, I can afford a Mercedes. I'm gonna get a Mercedes because at that point, what's crazy is that Mercedes cost the same thing I paid for that Versa, but I just didn't know better. But anyway, the point is, I would have never got a Mercedes when I was making $10 an hour. My mind couldn't even think to even look into how much they cost because automatically I'm not attracted to it because I don't have that kind of money. Even though I did have that kind of money and didn't realize it is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because you had to go a different route. Like, and then you found a way. Like if you would have gotten that car brand new off the lot, you would have paid more money for it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So I didn't know better about buying certified pre-owned vehicles, which I will always do for the rest of my life. But also that's another money management thing. And I also think that when people don't have a lot of money or they are in a really tight position financially, they tend to not know about a lot of hacks or a lot of shortcuts because they just doing what they got to do for the moment. But when you like for me, now that I make more money, I know so much about cash back, credit card points, all these things that could really benefit somebody that's not making that much money. But because of their predicament, I don't got time to think about that. I need some food right now. I need this right now.
I feel you.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you put me onto that for real because I think, like, for me, I just be liking to go in and out the store. I'm not a person that can sit in the store The only place that I've been consistent with my point system is like Kroger, because I get the gas points.
Oh
and
yeah,
maybe
true.
CVS, but
that's another thing, and it'd be the little things when you and that's it's so much, y'all. But I thought about that, and like I was telling my friend, like, okay, yeah, you get 100,000, you can get a place like this. Let me tell you something. When you making, let's say you're making, so when I was working at the Apple store, I was making like what, $17 an hour, right? My apartment. Matter of fact, when I got my apartment, I was making $14.50 an hour. My rent was $6.75, and that was all I could afford to the dollar. When I started getting more money, now that I can now add another $100 to $200 to my rent, I started noticing all the stuff I never liked about that first apartment, but I dealt with it because it's all I could afford. So now I'm looking at $1,000 apartments. And while to somebody who can only afford $675 might say $1,000 and be like, that's unnecessary. I need a roof over my head. But let me tell you something about that $675. They had sewage problems. The power be out here and there. It's trash on the ground. But because I was so broke, I looked over that because it was better than what I could afford when I was making $10 an hour. So anyway, let me get down to the breakdown. So what I've gathered, I pretty much researched like 4 of the more popular states. So Georgia, California, New York, and Florida. And generally between those 4 states, the $100,000 would bring home anywhere from $2,600 to $2,900 every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So every 2 weeks, you're gonna make at least $2,600. Okay, that's including health insurance. No, sorry, backtrack. That's including all the taxes that come out your check. That's it. So federal tax, state tax, Medicare, security, all that stuff. Okay, cool. Now, I think obviously 100K, let's just say it's just $100,000. It obviously depends on where you live to determine where that cost of living can get you. So for example, I also looked up, did I lose my tab? Okay, here we go. So for example, the average rent for a 1-bedroom apartment in DC, and I don't have DC on that salary pay, but I thought it would be interesting to look at the rent, is $2,261. Okay. LA. Oh wow, LA and DC neck and neck. Okay, $2,261. Okay. In New York, now it pulled up Manhattan for whatever reason, so I know it's a little pricey, but them folks saying $4,265 average for a 1-bedroom. Then we come to Atlanta, not just Georgia, but Atlanta specifically. We're looking at $1,812 for the average for a 1-bedroom, which is crazy.
Literally only $400 away from what?
Yes, exactly. Okay, so
for me, it's only $150.
Yeah, that's crazy. So this is what I want to say. The calculation that I gave y'all for the biweekly pay, that's with no dependents, no kids. Okay. Hello. That's not including any debt you may have. You might have student loans. You might have nice things you want to treat yourself to. This don't include no kind of investment. They don't include 401k. They don't include Roth IRA. They don't even include contribute to a savings account. I'm literally giving y'all raw numbers based off one paycheck. Okay. So for the sake of transparency, I'm gonna put myself on this ballot because I think my mortgage is pretty cheap. It's definitely cheaper than the average rent. So I'm okay with sharing it so we can calculate what we get at the end of the month after 100,000. Okay. All right. So in Georgia, if I made $100,000, I can every 2 weeks I can expect a salary of a paycheck of $2,703.51. All right. Let's multiply that times 2. All right, so we're looking at $5,407 a month. Okay, I just had to calculate that from the computer, and I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. And maybe this will be different for each person. Okay, so first things first. I got a mortgage, right? My mortgage is $1,200. Okay, so we're gonna deduct that from the $5,407 that we make a month. Okay, and $1,200 is very fair because according to rentcafe.com, the cheapest place to live in Atlanta. Do you want to guess?
What?
Campbellton Road. Well, the average rent is $1,114. Okay, so me paying $1,200 a month puts me right at the bare minimum. Okay, to live in Atlanta.
That's because it's the only places in Atlanta that ain't been gentrified.
Ain't been gentrified yet. Okay, so me and my $100,000 salary making $5,407 a month after taxes minus $1,200 for my mortgage. Now I do pay a HOA, which is $295 a month, but we're not even gonna consider that because we're gonna assume this person that we calculated is a renter. Okay, So now I'm left with $42.07. My light bill and my gas bill together is about $100. Okay, not really. It's like 90 something, but we're gonna take it out anyway. So now I'm left with $41.07. Okay, cool. My car note is $416. Okay, and I paid $325 for my Versa. We're gonna say $416 anyway because the cost of cars has gone up. Okay. Yeah. My full coverage insurance is really cheap. Never had an accident. Well, today. My car insurance is really cheap. I got full coverage with a low deductible for $100 a month. Okay, it's really $97.
You're blessed. That's a blessing.
Listen, hello. Now, even though I work remote, I still have to drive to the store, drive to my family, etc., etc. So I fill up. Now, every 2 weeks for me and my car is about $45 on a full tank. We're gonna say it's $35 every 2 weeks. Okay, so we're looking at $70 a month. Okay. Okay, cool. So far, we got $35.21 left. Now we need groceries. We ain't even talking about going out to eat with your friend. We talking about groceries. Now, for me, I am a very strategic cooker and I shop for groceries based off collective recipes. So a bunch of stuff that shares ingredients. So I'm gonna say I spend about $250 a month on groceries, which is not, I spend way less than that, but I know that I'm a very strict person. So we're gonna deduct $250 off that thing. Okay. All right. Now, so we got our gas, we got our insurance, we got our groceries, we got our utilities. I gotta get my hair done. I don't know about y'all, but every male and female, for the most part, need to go to a barber or a hairdresser, right? So for me, I'm gonna say how much your haircuts be or was in Atlanta? $40. Okay, that's fair. So
I go bi-weekly, so that's $80 a month for the haircut.
Okay, and I spend $70 let's say I got my hair done every 2 weeks for just a press, that's $7 every 2 weeks. So let's just say $150. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. So now we left with $31.21. And mind you, I ain't even calculated 401k. Now, $31.21 is great. Now, don't get it twisted. Now, let's say we went to college, okay? And we got student loans. Now, my student loan payment is $345 a month, but we're gonna say $200, okay? All right, $200, okay? All right. Let's say you need clothes, right? And you don't shop a lot, but you know the season changing. And you don't gain a little weight from being in a pandemic. Okay, cool. Oh
my God.
So let's just say you go to Target, you get you some jeans, about $40 each. So that's 2 pair. That's 80 right there. Okay. And you ain't got to get them every month, but this is a special month. Okay. You need some shirts. Let's say you got like a bunch of plain shirts. They run for about $8 a piece. Let's say 40. Okay. Hello. All right. So now we don't cover our living expenses. We don't cover our student loan debt. We don't cover our light bill. And we don't cover what else do you think is a miscellaneous charge that comes up throughout the month?
A flat tire.
Girl, I just got my tire replaced and it was $215.
I just got my hair did because you gotta have money for stuff like that.
Okay, hello.
You know, some people got AAA, but they don't cover a flat tire though.
Wait, I think I just lost my all right. Anyway, I might be off about 200, but it's okay. Okay, cool. Now let's say we got friends because we live in Atlanta. We like brunch. We like lamb chops. We like hookah. Now, how much money?
I only like hookah, and I smoke hookah at home.
When you would go out in Atlanta, how much would you say you spent every night or every week?
When I go out, I'm very frugal. I go to free spots, so no entry fee.
Okay.
At the minimum, if I did, I'll pay $10 to get in, and I'll buy a drink or two. So let's say I buy 2 drinks at $12 each.
Okay.
So that's about $40.
How often would you say you do that?
Because I have the tip.
Now these are not necessary things, but we want to be realistic for somebody in Atlanta making $100,000.
Once a weekend.
Okay, so about $200 a month.
Yeah.
Okay, 40, that's fair.
Yeah.
And that's not including them Chick-fil-A visits on 6 days a week. Okay, cool. Now we doing good. We at $23.86 a month. And let's say, hey, I want to really invest in my 401k. So based off of what I make a month in Georgia, if y'all listening right now still after all this calculation, I appreciate y'all. That means y'all really invested. And so let's say that you invest 3% of every paycheck to your 401k. So that's $81.09 every 2 weeks. Okay, cool. Minus 81. 81 every 2 weeks. minus 81. All right. So I think that's realistic. I think we cover a lot of like basic necessities in Atlanta. Let's say we got credit card debt. We're gonna say we spend about 150 a month on credit card debt. Okay, cool. Okay. And that's it. I don't know. I don't think you need more than that. What you think?
On credit card? What you mean?
No, in general, we cover all the basic expenses of an average person in Atlanta.
Okay, that's it. Yeah.
With the poorest rent in the city.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that leaves us with a take home each month of $2,074, which is amazing. But if you make $100K, you not living on Calverton Road. You ain't got no money left over because all your money just went to rent. I rest my case.
I'm sorry. Somebody just texted me something real weird.
What they said? Open the door.
Nah, girl. I'll tell you later.
Okay. So basically what I'm trying to say is yes, $100,000 is a lot of money, but with the reality of the cost of living is you don't have a whole lot to play with. Because we just calculated how much somebody living on Calverton Road making $100,000 will have left over at the end of the month. Due to the fact that the rent on Calverton Road is pretty much half of what it costs in the rest of the city, you literally don't have nothing left at the end of the month.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I say all that to say this is it's subjective. And people that's making less than $100,000 in any capacity, especially living in Atlanta, they are maintaining, but not a lot of people can say they're living comfortably.
And I think a lot of y'all talking about a lot of the people who were saying $100K and a lot of money got roommates. So even cut that in half.
Listen, and ain't nothing wrong with having a roommate, but I feel like people are being forced to have to do that in Atlanta because of rent. But yeah, anyway, I just felt like that calculation was necessary because I think that people just think that they just hear the overall dollar amount. Now, granted, what we have left over, $2,074 is pretty good, but not living on Calverton Road with that. So that was a very modest stay down for the come up calculation. But I just think that people should just consider money management and overall cost of living. That's all I'm trying to say. Like when people say stuff like that, it's not a lot of money until you getting that much money. And now you wonder where your money went. Because I'm somebody that's very, very, very good with their money. I really am. I can honestly say that. I have been treating myself lately, but even only when it was absolutely a confirmation that I'm not going to need that money for something else. And I have had a job where I was making $75K and I was like not check to check, but all my money was accounted for. And that's including me allocating money to my savings at a set amount. I think I used to set to like $200 a month, go to my savings. And then after all that, I wouldn't have nothing left over, which is okay. Some people say that's okay.
Oh, really? So you was only doing $200 a month at the time?
Only $200 a month.
What do you do now?
A lot more.
Tell me later.
Yeah, a lot more. A lot more. And that's my thing. If every dollar has been accounted for, things can seem tough. Like when I was, and I hate to sound like a bragger, but when I was making $75K around that time, I was definitely moving stuff from my savings to my checking because I assumed a certain transaction or something like that. But anyway, I don't know. I just thought I had a little fun researching that, and I just wanted to share it with y'all.
Yeah. That's an interesting take on it. I personally think that I could definitely live off $100K, but since I'm an entrepreneur and I work for myself, I definitely would probably flip that.
That would be the wise thing to do. But like I said before, now $100K is not poverty, but I always tell people you can't save your way out of poverty. So you can flip it when you're in a position to do so.
Yeah.
But when you not, you scraping and bumping, man, unless you do something illegal.
I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. Literally 3 people just text me. Is it okay if I give this person your number?
They all in front of that person at the same time.
I guess so.
Anyway, yeah. I just, I really do want all my people to shine and get the money that they desire so they can have the lifestyle they want or deserve. But just stop counting people's pockets because poor management don't mean a goddamn thing. I don't care how much money you make. If you're not allocating things appropriately and planning for the future, then you're gonna be working for the rest of your life and you're gonna be planning to fail.
Sure. We're not trying to work for the rest of our life over here. I don't know about y'all.
Not even past 40 TBH. I'm talking about I'm not even lifting a finger when it's 9:00 in the morning.
So what are you gonna do?
Travel.
I heard that. I ain't gonna lie. That sound real tea.
Yeah, and I got things to do, people to see, and it ain't at work.
That don't sound like no. Never mind.
What?
I was about to say that ain't gonna sound. That don't sound like a wife. You sound like you trying to be single.
I can travel with my man.
This is true. What if your man be still working?
Well, that's his fault. He got the same 24 hours I did. Did I lie? Did I lie? The bar's gonna be like, okay, pick a side. But I got that sound from TikTok. Anyway, so basically, y'all listen, man. The only way to have more money is to make more money. So I'm wishing success and prosperity on all my people that's hearing this, and even those that didn't get a chance to. $100,000 is absolutely a lot of money, especially when you count your duckings right. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
All right. So anything you want to add to this episode?
Fuck niggas get money.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, let's wrap this thing up, y'all. It's been another episode of OD Podcast. Holla at your girl.
In your swirl.
And your world and your curl. People like him and want to recognize our own people for the contributions they made in entertainment, but you don't even value them. Half the time these folks don't even go to those award shows. They don't even be there. They be having to accept rewards from Zoom whole time. They could have been down there. Anyways,
it's giving late, but you know what, that from I think once I left that job, and first of all, when I left that job, it helped me with rejection, especially in my field, because it's a lot of times where I kind of put myself out there for certain jobs or certain types of clients and I'll get rejected. But it's okay because I'm like, you know what? Maybe I don't want to be in that environment. I'll just be thinking about what would be more lucrative than what I'm doing now. So I'll be like, okay, maybe I can go this route. But I mean, I'm learning that I make my, I decide what makes me money or how much, you know what I'm saying? What I can accept or what I like. So yeah, shout out to the people that try not to negotiate Black people's rates.
At the end of the day, go for what you feel like you deserve for yourself or what you want for yourself. Don't change who you are based on, I mean, obviously there's a time and a place for everything, but don't feel like you have to completely revamp your image to be accepted by people who do not look like you. And if it's somebody disrespecting somebody you care about, address it. It just is what it is. There are repercussions for every action, so definitely consider that. But if it means something to you, just don't kill nobody.
Oh, I would never.
Because I mean, there's a thin line between smack and smack to black out you to the point where you fell off the stage and hit your head. Now you got to sue because you got a concussion.
I mean, he did slap. What's that little girl said of it? He slapped him motherfucker down to the ground. Okay.
Why did I see a video on somebody sent it to me? And that's why I hate people's conspiracies. Talking about if you zoom in, you can see a fake cheek on Chris Rock's face. This is another distraction in America.
Girl, I'm so tired of distractions in the mirror.
I'm so tired of the word distraction. I wish I could mute words before I see them on social media, and I wish I could mute Justin LaBoy being reposted from people I follow.
I actually like Justin LaBoy's post. I'm like one of 5 million people that don't, but I actually be enjoying it because I relate to a lot of it. Unfortunately,
of course you do. I think the reason why it annoys me so much is because I know that he is on the other side of the page and he's not creating original content.
Where he getting it from? What you think?
He said people send them to him. He just reposts memes.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, they be true sometimes.
Every single month. Oh, here go them Aries, them. They said the same thing about everybody. Just in an effort to get reposted, I guess. But I'm sorry, I don't want to see his posts. I don't even like seeing memes. That's why I shouldn't even be on Instagram.
But you there?
I know, because I like looking at myself. I like looking at my page. And I like attention.
Do you?
Loves it. Anyways, all right, y'all. Let's wrap this episode up, man. Y'all, for real, y'all. Please pray to the house, guys, that I'm done with this.
I'm gonna put you number one on my prayer list.
I put my offer in on February 7th, y'all. In the best case scenario, it can take 21 days to close on the house. It's about to be 60. Okay, I never experienced this before in my life.
So they just not saying nothing, or
no, they saying stuff. But they dragging their feet. This is the thing. In this situation, I brought my own lender, which means, okay, so when you go to buy a house, just a quick story, realtors have lenders that they like to work with. And they typically are like, hey, these are the lenders I like to work with if you're looking for one. My realtor did do that. But the lender that I'm working with right now, I work with them for my current home. And I love their process. I feel like they had nice tech. Like a lot of lenders, you have to scan and email and fax a lot of different documents. And for this particular lender, you just upload it to a portal and you link stuff. And then it might not seem like a big deal, but when you got to send over 50 different documents, it's a time saver. And so I was like, I really like their process. They have a portal where I can view the status of everything instead of emailing and asking all these questions. So I'm like, let me just work with them. But the lender the person at this lender that I worked with before no longer works for me. He works for another company. So I just got a new lender through the same company, expecting the same experience. But it is definitely easier when your lender has a relationship with your realtor because they communicate. And in my situation, they don't know each other. Yes, they have been communicating, but things are not, I don't feel prioritized. And this is one of the reasons why people say don't finance through a bank. Don't go through Chase or Wells Fargo because you are just a number to them, as you are to all lenders. But if you have a local lender, someone who, they need your business, they care about your business. But if you go to a big national lender, whether you buy your home with them or not, the next customer will. It's one of those situations. But it is what it is. I'm here now, and
this isn't discouraging me into buying a home, but I definitely know that I can't handle that right now. Like all that.
Yeah, it definitely requires some patience in this situation. But I'm telling you, for this to be my fourth property, I've never experienced this ever. And this is also an investment property. So it's not like I'm buying something residential. So there was a lot more documentation I needed to provide, and might I add money. So, that's just one of them things. Whew, I'm going to tell you when we got off the line how much money I got to call for. You're going to fall out your sofa.
I ain't gonna fall out. I know.
Oh, yes, you will.
But the thing about it is, with you, when it comes to stuff like that, I actually you really need to just teach a frugal class.
That's what people say, but people don't listen.
Because the thing about it, now I will say that LA probably will make me a more frugal person, for one, because the only thing that I spend my money on mostly is like clothes and food, like miscellaneous money, like money that I just be spending. So what I do love about LA is that people here are they're not like superficial, or they are into their looks to a certain extent, but it's a certain crowd. Mm-hmm. But just everyday people, what I will say is, like, I feel overdressed a lot. Like, people look at me out in public and be like, what do you do? Or like, like they think I'm a celebrity. In Atlanta, this is normal. I'm like, we all dress like rappers in Atlanta. That's just
I know. I'm learning that from TikTok. People be like, I can't. This girl from New York, she was like, she went to the club just throwing a sweatsuit to go to the club. She was like, so y'all step out no matter what every time? And
she was talking about Atlanta people?
Yeah, so she was like in comfort, like a t-shirt and some sweatpants, and just to go to the bar or whatever. And this girl had on like a Fashion Nova outfit. And she was like, this how y'all dress for everything?
Yes. So like coming here, it's really definitely toned everything down.
I would expect that everywhere. So I guess I would be overdressed somewhere else.
Yeah, like I be overdressed all the time, but I mean, these are my clothes. Like, this is what I
What
wear.
Are those? These are clothes.
Like, I just dress like that. So definitely that. And then going out to eat here is just a lot. First of all, it's $20 to park.
Yeah, I do not miss California parking.
It's like $75 to eat. So that's like $100 for a meal. Like today, I'm going out. Like earlier, I went with my friends to a ramen spot. It was lunch special, $15, and I got a whole meal, $15 plus tip and tax. And then I got ice cream. I went to the spot, but we're going for tacos tonight. But the place that we're going to, it's like $7 for all you can eat tacos, and then the margaritas are like buy one get one, like 2 for 1, because it's Taco Tuesday. So I'm like,
wow, it might be nice. Yeah, y'all have fun with that.
I'm trying to be very frugal. I'm trying to go to Alicia way. That's what I'm gonna call it every time. But for real though, every time I go out and I'll be like, Alicia wouldn't do that, so I'm not doing it. No shade, because I swear to God, I promise you, like when I was in Atlanta, I'm like, now this girl too cheap. But now living here, I'm like,
listen, I am cheap. But the thing is, I feel like when going out to eat is not something that I want to do regularly. I just don't even enjoy it. First of all, it's something that I would like to like plan out, but I cannot doing it every single day. I like to rest and relax. Like that's too much moving around for me.
Like I don't even go out to brunch here. I haven't been to brunch since I moved here. Like that was something that I did all the time in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Now I'm Alicia to it. Like
I'm listening. I'm gonna cook me a meal. I might even DoorDash if I'm feeling like it, but I always been out of the way. I don't got time. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But being cheap has helped me get to this moment I'm in now. Cause when I
said all that to say that you're gonna spend that money, but you definitely gonna get it back probably times 4. Now, how long is it gonna take you? Probably
18 months. It's gonna take me 18 months to recoup this investment. If that just paints a picture of how much money
listen, you gonna have another dog by then.
No, I'm not. Well, I actually been thinking about getting a second dog, which is crazy.
See, look at you.
Crazy and sick in the head. Anyway, let's wrap this thing up, mine. Hey, mine.
In conclusion.
Yeah, just you know what? I don't really. Huh?
No, I was just saying. In conclusion, slap that hoe today, because you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Because if you don't slap it today, you're gonna be thinking about it later on. The week after, like, damn, I should have hit her. You see, Will at home.
Yeah, that's how we get to it. Right.
That? He sleep. He probably relaxing, chilling in the bed with his Oscar and Jada.
All right, this has been another episode of OD Podcast. Holla at your girl.
Holla at your twirl, world, and curl.
Okay. Pearl. Dang, he just had to take the pearl from me.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I just said okay.
Bye.
Yeah.